Hello, everyone. This is Zach, accompanied by Nick, the other kind of rules guy of this whole thing. We're
Yep,
gonna
that's me.
be that's him. We're gonna be going over the PBL Diamond and Pearl rules for the Soul Link for all the newcomers, just so we have kind of a basis to understand how this is gonna work. First things we're gonna do is go over the randomizer settings, and then we're gonna talk about the rules of the Soul Link. And as we go through these settings, I'm actually going to randomize a ROM right here in front of us so we can kind of see how the process goes. Nick and I were talking about all this stuff. I think we're happy with the rule set we have and that we're going to be playing with. But I have all the settings listed here. So I'm going to open up a ROM first. And we're just going to do Diamond because it's the first one I've got up there. And I got a nice little
Oh, hey,
whooper here now.
that's me.
Whoopa!
Oh, Whooper, he's so cute.
So, in terms of general options, Nick and I both agree that no game-breaking moves is just a no-brainer. This just
Yeah,
means,
you don't want to get fucking duked on by a Dragon Rage on Route 1.
yeah. So if we hover over this, we can basically just see in second generation onwards, only Sonic Boom, and Dragon Rage are banned. So if something has Dragon Rage and not a single Pokemon in your party has 40 HP, you're kind of screwed. So we're gonna get rid of that. So then we go down to Pokemon traits. We're not gonna shuffle base stats and stuff. We want the Pokemon to be exactly as we remember them. I don't want a Wooper with 100 base special attack. So
Or we don't want a Grass-type Whooper.
yeah, and that would be the types. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not
But
doing any of that.
one thing we are doing is changing impossible evos. So what this basically means, and I have a reference shown right here. All these Pokemon that will require trade to evolve will change because we can't trade in these ROMs. So instead, we can see things like Golem. Normally, you'd have to trade a Graveler to get a Golem, but instead, in this game, when we turn that setting on, it's going to evolve at level 37. And then, like any Pokemon that would evolve by trading with an item, all you would end up having to do is just leveling them up while they hold that item.
Yeah.
So things like Porygon Z are not out of our grasp anymore. Things like Politoed or Golem.
You can evolve that P2 that you love so much.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I'd like Porygon Z. I don't like P2. Um, and I'm going to have this reference in our chat so that we can go back and look at it whenever we want. But, I mean, basically it's going to be level 37 or level them up with the item that they're supposed to be traded with. The only thing that's different is Slowking is a Water Stone. For some reason.
Instead of evolve with.
Instead of just level up with King's Rock. I don't know.
Oh well, it's whatever, man.
They're weird. So that's the only thing we change in this tab. Then we go down to starters, statics, and trades. We can see right now that these are listed as Turtwig, Chinchar, and Piplup. Those are the starters for Gen 4, but we're going to completely randomize them. We're not going to see what they are, so it's going to be a total surprise to everyone. Static Pokemon, we're going to randomize Legendary for Legendary and Normal for Normal. So what that means is your Legendary encounter will still be a Legendary Pokemon. It's just going to be randomized into a different one. And you're not going to get, a Lugia from your Eevee. Not that I'm saying that you get an Eevee from this game or anything. I'm just as an example. So we're going to turn that on. And in-game trades, it's just funner to randomize everything. And then randomize the item they give you. If you're lucky, like if the stars align and you have what they're asking for and what they're giving you is amazing, like go for it, man. All for you. When a Pokemon is traded, like if you trade your Scyther away for a Magmortar, that Magmortar is then paired with whatever the Scyther was paired with. It just replaces its spot basically. So that's good. We go to moves and movesets. All we're really doing here is just updating the moves to Gen 6 standards. So the power and accuracy are now updated to Gen 6. That's all that does. Trainer Pokemon, we're going to go completely random again. So we're not going to turn on don't use legendaries. I think legendaries are a fun part of the game, even if we encounter a lot of them. It's just
because I mean they will be leveled to what the person would usually have or what the route would usually have. So
yeah.
you may end up fighting like a level 6 Kyogre.
Yep. And I think that's just kind of funny. But one thing we are going to turn on is no early Wonder Guard, so you don't run into a Shedinja when you have 2 Pokemon that can't hit.
Yeah, an unkillable Pokemon.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. The next thing Nick and I were talking about is how we're going to use... and the rival's going to carry their starter through the game. So whatever starter they start with, they're going to have the whole game. And that might be part of your decision on what starter you take. You have to decide what you want your rival to have, too. Then we're going to do this. We're going to do Forestfully Evolved at a certain level. And Nick and I have agreed that level 50 makes sense. This is because, as I've listed here, the first Pokemon in the Elite Four starts at level 53. So this would guarantee that every Pokemon in the Elite Four is fully evolved. The last Pokemon in the 8th gym is level 49. So it kind of fits perfectly so that...
Once you beat all of the gyms, it's officially go time.
Yeah, once you beat all the gyms, it gets real. Like, there's no more easy, fun time. So we're doing that. There's a percentage level modifier. Nick and I decided we're not doing that because it's difficult enough right now. If we get some more practice and we beat this one, and for the next one we want to do that, we can. We can basically raise levels by a percentage. So I can raise it 10%, and what would normally be a level 50 is now level 55 instead. It gets a little tougher. Wild Pokemon. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to randomize 1-to-1 mapping. So what this means is, like, it's going to randomize a set amount of Pokemon to one route, and those Pokemon will always be on that one route. The alternative to that would end up being, like, every time you encounter anything, it's just a random grab in a bag no matter where you are. And we're not really fans of that idea.
Yeah, you want some consistency. So, like, something I brought up when Zach and I discussed this is maybe you have a route where Chansey spawn regularly. If everything is completely random, nothing means anything. But if one route maybe has really high experience giving encounters, you can go back there to train if need be.
So I think
and know what's going to be there.
Yeah, I think it's just nicer to know what you're going to have in routes and stuff. So we're going to do that. I don't like the completely random idea. We're not going to turn any of these modes on, but we are going to turn on randomizing held items, and we're going to ban bad items. This just means like berries and mail. The item it's holding is not going to be berries and mail. It's going to be something that might be more useful to you.
No sale mail.
No sale mail. TMs and HMs. I'm going to say right now we learned from our mistake. We didn't fully understand what randomizing TMs meant when we went into the last one, and it kind of ruined TMs for us. So we're going to just not touch TMs at all. The TMs you get in the game normally are the TMs you're going to get in this, and the compatibility will be the same.
Yes.
One thing we are going to do, though, is change HM compatibility just for last-ditch efforts. And I'm going to stress this as much as I can. So this, with full compatibility in HMs, that just means any Pokemon can learn any HM. But we only have this on in the case where you would be, like, stuck otherwise. So it's only going to be used for HMs that are needed for progress in the game. So, like we talked about last time, Fly is not mandatory to complete the game. You can't teach Fly to just anybody just because you want to. But something like Surf is mandatory to beat the game. You need to Surf to do things. So if you don't have a water type in your party, you can flex a little bit and teach Surf to somebody. But if you do have a water type in your party, like if you do have like a Wailord in your party, you teach him Surf, obviously. You can't just teach anyone you want Surf just because it's necessary to beat the game. It's only if you would be, like, stopped otherwise. If you could not make progress otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to stress that as much as I can. You cannot just, like, throw HMs around where they aren't supposed to go willy-nilly. It's only if, like, that's what you need to progress the game. There's no other way you can do it. And then that brings field items. We're just going to completely randomize them, and we're going to ban bad items again. Nick and I talked about it real quick. The Master Ball is given to you in this game, so this is not going to randomize Master Ball. Everyone's going to get a Master Ball from Cyrus. So that won't affect that. So So no more troubles for Nick. We're gonna be fine.
Where my master ball is an ice heel or something like that.
You were real upset about it.
I was a little bit upset, yes.
And then we get into miscellaneous tweaks. There's the ban Lucky Egg option, but Nick and I talked about it. If you get lucky, you get lucky. I feel like you shouldn't, if you get
punished.
lucky and get a Lucky Egg, then go for it. So we're not going to ban the Lucky Egg. We're going to leave it there. And then basically what I'm going to do here is randomize this. And this is Diamond, so I think alphabetically the first Diamond is Evan. So I'm going to name this Evan Diamond. Save it. Save the log file. Done. So now I have Evan's ROM saved. And I can get that up to him in the drive. So next is the Soul Link rules, which I want to get into. And this is some basic stuff. So this is just basic Nuzlocke rules for the most part in the beginning. If any Pokemon faints, it is dead, and it will go in your designated dead box. Make sure you keep track of your dead box and everything. And I'm going to stress right now that the race does not start until everyone has gotten their first Pokeballs. Because the Nuzlocke does not start until you have Pokeballs. Nuzlocke doesn't start
until you can catch something.
Right. It does not start until you have the ability to catch another Pokemon. So, like, if you lose your rival battle, but you can't catch Pokemon yet, it's not over. You have to have the ability to catch a second Pokemon first. So,
yes.
Since that's where the lock starts, that's where our race starts, if you get your Pokeballs before everyone else, wait until everyone gets it, and then everyone gets you a nice countdown, and then you start your race. And this also goes to say, don't sit here and grind your starter to level 10 while people are waiting on you to get your Pokemon. Try to get your Pokeballs in a timely manner, and then go do any grinding and stuff. Don't try to get free time out of it. Yes. And then there's more Nuzlocke rules. You can only capture your first encounter in each area. Just take note of your area in the top left. If the sign changes, you're in a new route. So that encounter, you're gonna have a new encounter in that route. If that encounter faints or flees, there are no second chances. And I stress again, only once you get your first Pokeballs, because that's when it starts. And then static encounters, I just want to clarify, do not count as your one encounter for the route. So you have like an encounter in a cave, but then there's a legend in the cave. That's you can catch both of them. They're two separate things. And then one thing we just wanted to toss in there, we'll play with shiny claws. So if you find a shiny, you can catch it, but you can't use it until your partner has something to pair with it. So basically, both people have to get a shiny to use a shiny.
Gotta get real lucky.
Yeah, it's very unlikely, but it's in there just in case. So you can catch your shiny, and you can just look at it.
And something to go along with this, all levels of a cave or building that has encounters are one encounter.
Right.
So in the case of like Victory Road, the first thing you encounter in Victory Road is all you get for Victory Road.
Right.
So it's not every different floor you get a different encounter. No, it is one Victory Road encounter.
Unless we're going strictly based off the name of the route, which I think Victory Road is in the mountain in this game. So honestly, we're gonna get that mountain. The mountain you enter from several different places, and it's just gonna kind of suck. But I think it's all called the same thing. So your first encounter in the mountain is the only encounter in the mountain. We're going based off of names. So if you're in a route that has a new name that you've not gotten anything from, then you can catch something.
So if it's something like location floor 1 and then location floor 2, it's all still the same location.
Yeah. Like if it's, I don't even know if it does that, but if it does do that, like, yes.
I don't know in Gen 4, but I know there's somewhere there's like a desert temple that might be 4. And it has different floors, which I think have... It's like temple floor 1.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
If it's literally just a difference of floors, they're not different encounters.
Yeah, they're still the same location.
Yep. And then so now there's this rule. We're at this rule. You have to nickname your Pokemon, basically. If you accidentally hit B, I did it like 7 times in the last one. It happens. You just gotta go like, when you get the opportunity to go to the name
Raider.
Name Raider. That's what it is. I was gonna say the name deleter.
Yeah.
When you go to the name Raider, change the name when you have the opportunity to. Don't like pass up the name Raider and continue on. Go to the name Raider, change the name, then continue. In a new area, this is just explaining Soul Link. So
Yeah.
your first encounters are linked. If someone puts that encounter in the box, you have to put the one that is linked to it in the box. If something faints, whatever Pokemon is linked to that will faint.
Their souls are
Their souls are linked, and it is important to keep track of the pairs. So I recommend each team, whoever is more organized out of the duo, have one member record all the pairs. You literally just have a table of...
It might be good to have both people record.
Yeah, I mean both people, but at least...
But minimum one person.
Minimum one person with a nice tidy, like a table that just has the route names, and then like Zach and Isaiah. And then I'll have like what I have from that route and what Isaiah has from that route. It's when you go to backtrack, because people will end up putting things in wrong boxes or not release things when they're supposed to at first. So that list is going to help us a lot. Keep track of, where things are. And then when something faints, cross that pair off so you know that has fainted for the future. Things like that. If someone fails to capture their encounter, the second player forfeits their encounter. So, yeah. I mean, you can't get anything if your partner has failed to catch their encounter.
And it doesn't matter what it is. If they accidentally crit and kill something, if they accidentally run away, if it blows itself up, whatever happens that means they fail the encounter, it counts.
Yep.
That is a lost encounter.
This is a rule that we brought up because it's been specifically brought up to us. We're going to be playing on Switch setting, not set setting. So you will have the opportunity to switch in trainer battles. If you want to play set because it's going to save you 10 seconds a battle or something, go for it. But you're going to lose things, I promise you.
Yeah, it's going to make your life harder.
Set can be played easily when the Nuzlocke is not randomized. When it is randomized and you have no clue what's about to show up, Switch, we just want to play Switch. It's going to be difficult enough. So no one is forced to play set. If you want to play set, you can. You're just making it harder on yourself.
Especially if you get situations like, a Wobbuffet is coming out.
Yeah.
And if the Pokemon you have out literally only has attacking moves and you will very likely die, you want that opportunity to switch to something that maybe has Toxic.
Yeah, and
or like Poison Gas.
Right.
Yeah, or something like that.
Where, like, as something like that, the Wobbuffet comes out, you literally can't leave because it has Shadow Tag.
Yeah,
and
you're stuck.
You just lose to set rules. Or something is just like a horrible matchup, and then it sets up on you or something, like because you wasted a turn. It's just worse. This is what I want to. This is what I want to stress and try to be really clear about. Grinding sessions. So when I say grinding sessions, these are things that will happen. Usually we kind of like speed them up. We don't actually have them as an episode. We just kind of use them to catch up to where we are in the story. During grinding sessions, you don't make progress in the story or anything. You just level up mons. Grinding sessions will occur when all members agree that they want to spend time grinding. If one team wants to grind but the other team wants to continue, it sucks for the team that's behind.
Yeah. That team just got to grind on their own.
Yeah, they got to grind. They have to grind during the episode while the other team is making progress. It's just how it has to go. So then grinding sessions will happen as soon as one person, which honestly should just be one team because you should consult your teammate.
Yeah.
As soon as one team is happy to stop grinding, then the grinding session stops, and then you start the episode. Because I assume as soon as you're done grinding, you want to make progress in the story.
And that could be things that you could set a hard limit. It could be like, okay, we're going to do an hour. And then after an hour, doesn't matter if you only got 3 levels and somebody else got 10. After an hour, we're done grinding. It's time to keep going.
Right. It's got to be like an agreed upon... Like, whoever... As soon as you don't have a consensus that you want to keep going, that's when it stops.
Yeah.
As soon as everyone doesn't agree to continue grinding, it'll stop, and then the next episode can start. If one team still wants to grind, they can just grind in the episode while the other team progresses. This one, I'm going to do no speed up button unless given explicit permission from opponents. I know in the last Soul Link, we told Nick that he could use the speed up button just to catch up to where he was because we felt bad.
Because I lost my only good Pokemon.
Yeah, he was so far. He was so far behind that he just would not be able to keep up with us. So we let that happen. Not saying that you have to let that happen, but if you feel gracious, and
if you want to be nice,
Otherwise, no speed up button, because not everyone's PC has the same power. You know, someone's speed up button might be 2,000% speed, while the other person's is 500. It's just not consistent, and it's not fair. So the easy solution is just no speed up.
Yes.
This is one we didn't address explicitly, but I'm going to say right now, no X items, and things like that, like dire hit, like battle items like that, because then you can just stock up on what are basically steroids, and load your Pokemon up at the beginning of every difficult battle and make it not difficult, because you load.
Or if you get
up.
something like a slaking, then on your loafing turns you X attack every time.
Yeah, that would be, yeah. So we're not going to, no X items and stuff. If you get them, just sell them. And then this is another rule that isn't black and white. We can kind of flex it a little bit. If a team completely whites out, that pair has officially lost a Soul Link. But if the opponents agree, like you're only 3 badges in, you guys want to continue, and your opponents say, you guys can build another team out of the stuff you have in the box, then, you know, go for it, and you can continue. I do want to stress that if your opponents give you a second try, that means your opponents will also get a second try if they white out in the future.
You should reciprocate, yes.
Yeah, it will. Well, it's not you should reciprocate, it will be reciprocated.
Well, yeah. If they give it to you, you give it to them. Yeah.
You just agree that everyone gets another try if you really want to. We're not going to like dwell on this.
Yeah.
It's if you want to keep playing, you guys can keep playing. But if both teams white out and you guys don't want to keep playing, then whoever had the furthest collective progress, that means both, you know, considering both players, and it might get a little fishy, it might get a little tough, but we'll see.
We might have to, we probably won't have to step in as like judges of it, but if it's like one person on the team gets all the way to the final person in the league, the other person loses at the 8th gym, and then the other team both make it like halfway through the league.
Yeah, then it's like tough.
You kind of got to quantify it.
Yeah. So hopefully something like that doesn't happen. But if it's pretty clear which team made the most progress, they will be considered the winners. And I just want to stress that you can win the versus, but lose the Soul Link. There's kind of like 2 separate challenges here. Completing the game is like you've beaten the Soul Link. But completing the game faster or just making it farther than your opponents is the versus. So, you know, Soul Link is just kind of bragging rights. Versus is what we're actually after here.
Mm.
And then just throwing it out there, the first team, meaning both members of the team, complete the main story, which is defeating the champion, Cynthia, have beaten the Soul Link and have won the versus. So
good luck.
Yeah, good luck to everyone. This one a little longer than expected, but you know, whatever. I think it'll be pretty clear. I don't think we're gonna have a whole lot of questions about things, but I know there's gonna be a couple.
It's all out there.
Way.
Yeah,
so
it's all there, so you can either watch video, read over the rules, and we can discuss things. If somebody really thinks of something that they think is crucial to the playthrough in general, if it's just some like you want to chintz the rules a little bit, don't bring it up and don't drag it out. If it's not significant to the run as a whole, it's not really worth considering. But if it's something like, hey, this is a scenario that could plausibly happen, that could really cause issues, that might be something to bring up and discuss.
Right. If it's a genuine issue, not an issue of like how you
Preference.
want to manipulate
Yeah.
the rule. I think we've made it pretty clear how we want these rules to be interpreted. So I'm going to basically randomize the rest of those ROMs. I'm going to upload this so that you guys can see this, and I'm going to make this Excel sheet available to everyone. So everyone has the rules. The ROMs will go up in our Google Drive so that everyone can access them, and then people should basically be in group chats based on what game they're playing and talk to everyone about when we want to start.
Absolutely.
So thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope we all have a good time playing Soul Link.
Well, hell yeah.
Bye.
Bye.